Welcome to another edition of Whiskey, Games, and Nerd Stuff. Today's whiskey is Old Grandad Kentucky Straight Bourbon Whiskey. Let's take a sip. Oh, that's good. Had just a little bit of ice in this one and has been letting it sit for a few minutes. Definitely made a difference. I really enjoy this. And today's Nerd Stuff is a game from Steve Jackson Games called Hack&Slash. Hack&Slash, or as we call it, the Meep game. This is a game that's a 2 to 6 player game, but you can actually play it solo if you wanted to. The rules, real simple game. Comes with some cards, 3 dice, and these little meeples. Everybody gets 8 meeples when you play. Let's do 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then what happens is you start out with the Brag at the Tavern card. And then you put out 3 cards. And these 3 cards would have something you're trying to do. So what would happen is the first player would go and they would look at, do they want to do the bushwhacking the bandits? Do they want to do climb the spike to heaven? Or the map the endless cavern? So what happens is each one of these is basically it's the number of meeps that you're putting to battle. And this is the number that you need to roll, and then this would be the score. So what would happen is, if I wanted to say, okay, I will put 1 meep on that, I can roll 1 dice, because you can roll the number of dice to the number of meeps you have, and I would need a 4, 5, or 6 to win this battle. So I would have lost that battle, it would go over here, and then it would be the next player's turn. So the next player would say, you know what? I'm going to try and do the map the endless cavern. So they were going to put 2 meeps out, and they would roll 2 dice. And obviously they got more than 6, so they would get this card, and that would go to them, and that would be their points. And then you will always have 3 cards. So the next player would go, and they get their meeps if they win. So the next player would go, and they would say, okay, I'm going to try and climb the spike of heaven. And then there's 3 meeps, they would roll 3 dice, and then they would have won that battle, got that card, and then you flip over another card. So then they would go on and on and on. So if, let's say you had 2, and I'm going to roll these dice, and let's say that I got 2 1s. So 2 1s would not be 6 or more. I can then decide just to lose these 2 meeps and my turn is over, or they can put 1 more meep, or meeples, and roll 1 more dice, or re-roll 1 dice. So that re-roll would have won and I would have got my battle back. It's a nice simple game, it's a fun family game that I've seen, kids play, adults love this game. It's a good fun party game. This is the type of game that if you've got a group of people who are not really gamers, who don't get into, those long-term games, but like things like Monopoly or Spades or Hearts or things like that. This is a fun little simple game, and I've actually played this game by myself a few times, in my travels. But I really enjoy this game. There's a plethora of different cards, as you can see, that you're trying to get. The other thing you can do is once you're getting low on meeps, you can actually go to Brag at the Tavern. If you get enough rolls, you get that high enough roll, you get an extra guy. And then some of these, if we can find a card, will actually have rewards, will be extra people for your army. Just a few more. So let's see if I can find one in here real quick. So this particular one, if I were to do 2 meeps and I get 9+, I would get this card, and my reward would be 4 extra meeps. And then what will happen is when all the cards are gone, everybody adds up their score. The person with the highest score wins. If you wanted to make this a single-player game, you would just basically keep track of your score. What I do is I just keep track of my score with my 8 armies and see how high I can get, how long I can go. It's a really fun game. It's like I said, it's really simple. It's a great game to play. This is something I want to introduce everybody to, and until next time, cheers.